this cinnamon litter. And so she does have good milk, and a few of her. Oh, there's a baby. Let me get some someone to get comfortable here. You're fine. So the next box over, I'm going to. Come here, baby. I've got to put collars on them. I don't have to put collars on these guys because, you know, they're. Oh, baby. Brindle. They either have brindle or. Look at the mess I just got up. They're either brindle or they're these reds, so that's how I separate them. So brindles to the back gets milk, or reds to the back gets milk, and the ones up front don't get as much milk. This is a little girl. I know. Why are you guys suck up? So there's 3 brindle boys and 2 brindle girls. Here's a girl. So this one was really hungry for him to nurse this long on this bottle. He was hungry. Serena's still in that box. I mean, Serenity's still in that box. This was a girl. This is the other girl. Come here. So I fed him at 4 o'clock this morning. 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Sometimes I write it down because I forget. And you've got several litters going. This is a boy. Lisa's texting me, I want video.
Where'd you go?
I'm in the box. I've got my video going.
So, can I talk to you?
Yeah. Go ahead, talk away. It's just real life.
I got the numbers on Sushi.
Yes.
She's at least day 9.
Oh.
Or day 8. I'm sorry, day 8.
Yeah.
She was like a 2.4.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, that's what I was wondering. Do you think that's high enough?
High enough to keep pulling?
Well, typically if they're over a 2, they don't go back, they keep going up.
Right, yeah. I think this is a real heat. I think this is
Okay.
Absolutely.
So when do you think I should pull another sample?
He told me, he texted me and said pull Cindy tomorrow. So I'm assuming pull them both tomorrow.
Pull both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were both. Cindy was just a point something.
Oh.
Sushi was 2 points.
Yeah, and then you're going to have to pull tomorrow if she was a 2.
I'm gonna go get brother.
All right, wonderful. Hey, did you assess that doghouse? Holler at him. He ran off. Yeah, get him. Come here, baby. You don't need to be fussy. Come here. Here. You just ate. You're not hungry. Look at this black one. So the daddy to this litter is a Rambo son.
Yes, ma'am.
So you assess the doghouse and you know what you need to get?
That porch is a 3x4.
Okay.
I'm going to have to get some kind of boards that are treated. And I know how many, if I get 8 footers, I'd cut them in half and they'll be the right length.
Okay, great.
I'm going to get a few bags of Quikrete so we can fill in some holes.
Okay, and also did you understand what I'm talking about over here, that I want that concreted flat? Did you say you're going to need a...
I don't know what you're talking about over here. Where's
okay, well,
over
I
here?
have talked to Steve about this. I want this flat so that I can put a doghouse underneath that new roof and get that doghouse out of the yard so that...
Oh, you're pointing out here toward...
No, I'm not. Look at me. I'm pointing right here. You walk out my door and you look to the right.
Okay, well, that's there.
Okay.
Okay, I know what you're talking about now. That little spot.
Yeah. So we need...
You want to level that off
Yep,
and
wanna-
put it up. Well,
yep.
that's going to be a serious amount of concrete.
Yeah, it is going to be some concrete. It is.
That might be take the trailer for that concrete.
Well, we have a lot of gravel. We can fill in a lot of gravel first, you know.
True that. You'll have to make a, then he's got to build a form.
Right, a form. That's what I was going to say. We need a 2x6 or something to build a form.
Okay. Well, I think maybe we can use some of our scrap plywood and
Sure.
some stakes.
Sure.
We'll see what it needs. I'll talk to him.
Okay, he already has assessed that. I mean, he may not know how much concrete it needs, but he has looked at that project. He knows I want that done.
You want that first, or?
Both are pretty equal in that when the rain starts coming, I want that doghouse up underneath here.
Up under the roof, absolutely.
And it
I think that's a great idea. I'm on
Right.
board 100%.
Wonderful,
That's
thank
a good
you.
idea. Let me go get him.
Awesome, thank you. So the reason I'm feeding him like this is because I have no place for my leg. and doing a video normally I would just have it down flat. Her mother gave some milk, but I wouldn't say she gave, you know, some tremendous amounts. But from Brick's side, we're getting really good mother, really good. So Serenity's still in this next box. I need to stand up and check on her.
This one takes like a wider.
Oh, you're right. All mine are iPhones. I apologize. That's all I have is iPhone chargers. So you're welcome to bring a charger and leave it, but I apologize. All we have is iPhones. So, and that's a Galaxy. I wasn't thinking.
And I'll notice later on if you text me an hour or so, I don't need to be doing it.
So it doesn't come through for an hour?
No, there's, I have my phone where it beeps,
Yeah.
but there's so many notifications and I try to delete and try to, so I don't get all those. That I ignore, I turn it deaf to so I'm sorry.
You need to set my text with a different ring, like my Becky when she texts me. It's a whole different sound, and so I know that it's not a normal text.
Okay.
So
Maybe
that's
you can show me how to do that.
well, we're gonna have to sit down and watch you Google because you have a Galaxy and I've never worked on a Galaxy. If we knew someone that worked on a Galaxy, they could tell us. They could easily tell us.
I don't see how people have all this time to do all this stuff.
Well, children are not feeding themselves, so they have more time. And, you know, the sad thing is, oh, Lord, the sad thing is that, you know, I was like you. I was working. By the time I was 13, I was making my own money. I mean, I was not saying I was feeding myself, but if I needed shoes or clothes, or I had to buy them myself. So, but I have not seen that. You know, it seems like the more God blesses us and the more prosperity we have, the lazier our children get, which is unfortunate.
Right?
Haven't you ever heard that? A good mama cat makes for lazy kittens?
No, but I guess it's right up there with,
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, I'm just know in our family there wasn't money for extra, and so if we wanted, I mean, if I wanted, this is too much information, but you know, for my personal feminine hygiene products, I had to buy my own or go without. So trust me, oh yeah, don't think anybody bought stuff like that for me. Yes, so as I said, at 13, I was working.
You know, I didn't get on the farm we had chickens.
Right,
And that's where
right,
Holland trees and water.
right. I was working on the farm and babysitting, and not that I ever had a little bitty baby. I had older kids, but one summer I babysat all summer.
Do what? No.
I think my 7th grade summer I babysat all summer. 3 kids. 3 screaming weenies. And I wasn't really old enough to be left alone with these children, but they didn't have a, they both worked and they were real close neighbors and they didn't have a better, I mean, I was there 8 and 10 hours a day. It was kind of wild.
Wow.
And then the person, I remember the person at the, I mean, I couldn't tell you what they looked like. I couldn't even tell you their names, but she kept saying, you guys are eating too much. Well, they're your 3 children. I mean, I probably weighed 80 pounds. It's not me. It's your 3 children. They're eating too much. I'm sorry, man. She goes, don't let them eat so much. I'm like, well, they're hungry, you know.
You were getting into it or something?
Well, we were there for 10 hours. They did. You know, these 2 people went to work in the morning, didn't come home until late in the evening, and I had these kids for,
How old were they?
you know, I don't remember. They were younger than me, but I was just my 7th grade summer. I was 13, so it wasn't like, I mean, there was no baby, and there was no real toddler. There were probably 3 or 4 was the youngest one, so, I never changed diapers. In fact, when I had my first one, I didn't even know how to change a diaper. I'd never changed a diaper. I'd never really held a baby, so it was kind of, yeah, it was quite the, you know, experience too. I didn't know. I just didn't know. I just did not know how to do it.
Yourself, I mean, you taught yourself.
Yeah, my mom and dad worked too, so they weren't there. You know, it wasn't like they were there in the daytime either.